Hello scholars and welcome back. This is week 6 of POL450, Research Methods for Political Science. Well, we made a significant progress in this course, and as we move towards week 6, week 7, and week 8, we see that we start to put some of the final touches on our already well-established perspectives. So here in week 6, we're going to talk about additional ways of what we can do with data and additional ways that we can get data. And what this is talking about is the concept of content analysis and then secondary data. So to help us get through this week, we have a series of videos. Both do a very good job of explaining these concepts. The first is on content analysis, and then the second is going to be on secondary data analysis, and that concept of what is secondary data and where we get it from. And that is going to set us up for our written assignments. So for our written assignment, or for our written assignment number 6, we are going to look over a secondary data set, and we're going to analyze it to see if it would be something that we can use. And to do this, I've given you two different large domains of information: the RAND state statistics and the statistical abstracts of the United States. And both of these are very large data sets that what I'm hoping for is you can look through both of these and find a data set that would help support your study. Oftentimes we bring data in from different realms for studies. For many of you, or what we did last week, is we created a survey that we would use to get data. But we could also support that with existing data that has already been collected, and that's what we call secondary data. So for this week's assignment, which is going to be due Sunday, December 8th, and is worth 25 points, and remember this will be due by 11:59 like all of our assignments, two important and reliable sources of secondary data, the RAND state statistics and the statistical abstract of the United States, are available in the Andy Gabriel Library. I have included a description of what is included in each one of the data sets below. Your assignment for this is to review each of these data set repositories and select a data set you think would provide important and relevant secondary data for your study. Discuss what you have found and state why it is important to your topic. You should add this source to your annotated bibliography before it is submitted. So the RAND state statistics presents detailed historical and current statistical data on the state of California and the U.S. as a whole in categories like population, demographics, health, business, education, environment, economics, crime, labor, energy, and more. Much of the available is available at the city, county, and state levels. So right there you could see that for almost every one of your studies, you could utilize some sort of information, whether your studies on gun control or the deaf community, or let me think of some of the topics that come to mind. If we're talking about women's studies, if we're talking about a certain demographic of individuals, if we're talking about individuals that live in Riverside County, what this can give you good information on is the size and the scope of those numbers that you're looking at. So you can see the importance of these. The second is the Statistical Abstract of the United States, published annually by the federal government since 1878, and now published by ProQuest. The Statistical Abstract of the U.S. is the authoritative and comprehensive summary of statistics on the social, political, and economic conditions of the United States. So if you're talking about something like annual incomes, or if you're talking about something like a living wage, which some of your studies revolve around, you would want to know this would be helpful information that could support your studies. So I want you to integrate all the required components listed above, 15 points, and then write at a scholarly level for the additional 10. Once again, 25 points December 8th. The next piece of information is a video that I've included on secondary data presentation. And you're going to watch this video. It's a short video, and that's what we're going to utilize for our week 6 discussion board. So our next deliverable is going to be our application exercise, and it's just a short quiz based upon the information that was presented here in week 6. I'm going to skip down to the discussion board before we talk about the annotated bibliography. Here for the discussion board, we're going to talk about that video. What was the most interesting information in the video? Did this presentation keep your interest? What is understandable? Remember, our original post is going to be 300 words, worth 15 points, and then I need at least 2 responses to your fellow classmates that support the academic discussion. those are each going to be worth 10 points. Remember, I'm not looking for I agree with, thank you, good post. Anybody can write that in a few seconds. I want you to add to the academic discussion. And our big ticket item this week is our annotated bibliography. For our annotated bibliography, remember that is going to be these 15 scholarly sources. So along the way, I hope that you've been reading, you've been looking for articles, you've been looking for research, you've been doing internet searches to find information about your topic. And I hope that you've been saving those. So what we're going to do on our annotated bibliography, it's a big ticket item in this course because it represents the entire chapter 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of those sources and you're just going to write me a paragraph about each one of these sources that you found and why it's applicable. What maybe a quick summary of what the article or what the book or what the journal was about, and why you would what's the application to your project. So you're going to get each one of the references and you're going to reference them in APA format, and then following that you are going to write a paragraph. And then you're going to alphabetalize all of your sources, and we were looking for 15 at a minimum. Credible sources. So we know that these cannot be coming from things like Wikipedia or mostly, a lot of people just say like .coms. We want .edus, we want academic journals, we want things that you could get out of an academic library like the one here at CVU. So this is going to be a fairly significant assignment. You're going to have at least 15 references. They need to have each one of them. It needs an annotation that gives a brief but precise description of the article, like a summary of the article, and then I want to hear about the application. We're looking for good mechanics and formatting, and the sources need to be relevant and appropriate. Now this is 100 points. This is a big item for this week and a significant portion of our grade. But what the beauty of this assignment is this assignment is then chapter 2 of our prospectus. And once you get this done, there really is not a whole lot other than some very basic formatting that you'll need to do. This is literally a cut and paste from this assignment to our final critical assignment, where you will take this and then this will represent a third of your entire prospectus. All of chapter 2 is completed this week. So find good articles, find good relevant articles, read through your articles, give me a brief description, and then really what is the application? How is this going to help your study? So I know it is a busy week. We have 4 deliverables. We have that written assignment based upon the secondary data that you're going to do some research on. We have an application exercise, a quick quiz. We have a discussion board, which you're going to talk about the video, and then finish your annotated bibliography. All 4 of these assignments due by Sunday evening, 11:59, time-wise. And if you add it up, this is a 175 point week. So that's a significant amount of points. So be diligent this week. Stay dedicated. We're in week 6. I know that we're following the holidays. We're making that big transition. I know all of us have incredibly impacted calendars this time of year, myself included. So we just need to stay diligent. Do not wait till the last minute. We need to get all of our work in by our deadlines. So I look forward to reading through your work this week. I look forward to seeing the progress as we get closer and closer towards our finished product. I'll keep all of you in my thoughts and prayers. I know this is a difficult time for some of us, joyful time for others, stressful. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Let's just be diligent, get through this week, and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I always tell you, if there's anything that you need questions on, comments, concerns, I'm just an email away. But I can't solve any of these problems if you don't reach out to me. So have a great week. I look forward to talking to you soon, and bye for now.